The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
This is John D'Agostino with D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm, and I'm proud to be a sponsor and partner of WABC Radio and Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. God bless America.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm.
Call our team first.
888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino. Law Bite Back.
Here in Israel, and well, you guys know this. We've got clients. We've got clients who are friends too, but this is above and beyond all that. This is a family member, not even a good friend, a family member, and that's Pete Morgan. Peerless Boilers, tankless water heaters, cold weather coming. Good time to get that beast out of your basement. Put these new Peerless Boilers in. They're efficient. They're great, and they do build, of course, the world's best boilers. And I'm in Israel now, Pete, but I have to tell people that last week when I was still home, you texted me a bunch that you and really more your lovely wife, Maureen, I love her, were trying to talk me out of going on this trip. Maureen's like, I don't think you should go. So, I mean, she was clearly and seriously concerned, yes?
She was adamant, yeah, and she's nervous. She's nervous about you, nervous about Justin, and the whole crew that's going, and really concerned for your safety and everybody else's safety in Israel.
Yeah, of course. And that's why Danielle and Gabriel decided to stay home, and I was all for that. But it reminds me when I was here back in January, and there's a true story. Some guy stopped me and Danielle. I have no idea the guy even knew who I was. He goes, thank you for coming now. And I was like, what do you mean, thank me? You know who I am? Danielle loves that. They'll reach for the spoon.
Yeah.
And he said, of course, I listen from here every day. But he was so appreciative that a Brooklyn American Jewish kid came to support them. And right now they need that. So we're here right now. Is it tense? Of course it's tense. Absolutely. We're a couple of days removed from rockets and missile fire. But if there's a time to go, Pete, as crazy as it sounds, it's this week.
Well, yes. It's commemorating the awful attacks of a year ago. And it's a year ago, the 7th today. So
yeah.
It's awful, and what you've done by shedding so much light and attention on this has been fantastic. And your worldwide popularity, I hate to say this because your head is so freaking big I can't stand it, is unbelievable. It's really, and literally, it's going continent to continent. I mean, I'm not the only one listening when I'm traveling. There's lots of people around the world who have picked up on the show,
Thank you.
Picked up on you and the great work you guys do.
Thank you.
And you're entertaining on top of it all. So it's you bring the information, you highlight all the issues, and then people can make their decisions on it. So it's great. I couldn't be happier or prouder of you than I am.
Thank you, and I love you too. Thank you. And some of that is evidenced by, look, there's a very good chance tomorrow night I'm going to see Bibi Netanyahu. Thursday night I'm going to be with President Herzog here in Israel. And coming up after you this morning right here in Israel is President Trump. And I know you love him. You know, last year you were kind of going back and forth, maybe this one, maybe that one. But I know you love him. And he shows a lot, right? Here I am in Israel, and he's got a busy day. He's got to be in Doral for October 7th deal. He's got all kinds. But he finds time to call because he knows Sid Rosenberg is Jewish. Sid Rosenberg represents a large New York Jewish population. Sid Rosenberg is in Israel right now. Sid Rosenberg, they call me ballsy. They try to kill me twice. This kid's down by Gaza. So how much respect you have for President Trump, who's literally coming up right after you this hour?
Well, the guy's put up with a lot of stuff the last several years. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's one shot after the next, no pun intended. I mean, between all the lawsuits and the assassination attempts. And to have you as his campaign manager for the state of New York is quite something, isn't it?
I really am. Forget about Lee Zeldin. You know, as we wrap this up, what's funny is, for folks that don't know, I became friendly with Pete from my days at WFAN, and Pete's a great sports guy. Like, Pete knows everything about every team. The Giants, the Rangers, the Mets, the Yankees. He spent a lot of money over the years advertising on WFAN, and we became dear friends from there. And I'm going to throw this out there, maybe to the chagrin of Chris Olivero and Odyssey, but you spend your mornings listening to me, and you are a huge sports fan. Whatever Boomer's talking about, odds are you care about it. Why is that the case?
Well, I can't do sports all the time. I love sports. It's a great diversion. You know, I was an athlete. I played through college. I paid for my education, and I played baseball with college kids till I was 44. So I love competing, and working is competing, and you're competing with other people. Your show, as you and I have talked for 1,000 years, especially when we went to Florida, you really, really honed your craft. And the program you put on in Florida is very similar to what you have here. And it was extraordinarily entertaining there. I used to listen to it, and obviously we've been in touch, and we've been friends for almost 25 years. And that's first and foremost, regardless of anything else. And you've brought it here, and people have seen what I've seen. And that's why, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was, I told Chad, and I told everybody at the station, I said, you and Bernie can take over for the old crusty cowboy whenever his time is done.
That's right.
And once you do that, once you have that 10 o'clock spot, you can slide right into his spot, and look at what's happened. You're number one in the city, number one in the country, and honest to God, it's fantastic. But it's entertaining, it's informative, and it's serious when it needs to be serious, and it's light when it needs to be light. We need that. You need to laugh in the morning. I'm tired of there's so much misery around us.
Yeah.
Between the border and between Ukraine and the Middle East and the absolute mess in Israel fighting for their lives. We need to laugh more and get along more. And this is something that you bring to people. It's joy and entertainment.
And you
Forget
did.
Harris, you bring joy.
Yeah, come on, Harris, I bring joy. And you were one of the folks back then who was in that room. Curtis Sleeper was there. Bernard, obviously, God rest his soul. We lost him 2 years ago Saturday. But you were there telling Chad Lopez. That's a true story, folks. Pete Morgan told Chad Lopez, don't be stupid, bring Sid back. So on the way out, again, Peerless Boilers, Pavilion Tankless Heaters, Peerless Boilers, they build the world's best boilers. And I'm doing this up now for Pete, just so you know, for the Rangers, for the Bruins, for the Patriots, for the Giants, as well as Sid and Friends in the morning. But on the way out, Pete, here I am in Israel. What is your message for Jewish people in New York, where you live, in New Jersey, in Israel? But what does this trip mean to you?
Once again, you're highlighting the absolute horror that took place a year ago, and you cannot allow this to go on. It's got to be taken care of and snuffed out so everybody can live peacefully and freely in the state of Israel. Period. It's plain and simple. It's gone on too long.
That's a heck of a message, and 100% true. You could not be more right. Thank you for all you do for me. I mean, the business stuff is great. And, I mean, 1 year you gave me $10,000 for boilers in Florida. Hasn't been a boiler bought down there in about 80 years. But I mean, the friendship, what you and Maureen mean to me and Danielle, you're beautiful kids as well. So thank you for being on with me in Israel today. It's a very important day for me, and I'm very happy that you, Pete Morgan, and Peerless Boilers were a part and are a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
I love you. That's Pete Morgan, folks. Peerless Boilers. More from Israel right after these short messages.